Appreciate that, Floppy. Tim, good morning to you. Andre, Andrew, good morning. Thank God. Thank God it's Tuesday. Yes, sir. All right, so Floyd, I see you. Yes, sir, man. Thank you for that. Sergi, good morning to you. Tyrone, good morning. Just trying to warm my fingers up. Another thing I'm doing this morning. You hear me doing a lot of hesitation type stuff, and I'm trying to be in this state of my practicing lately. I've been working through some new ideas and not to mention I woke up a little late this morning, so that's the other thing. I'm not as what's the word do I use? I'm not as worked out as I would like to be. I didn't hear my alarm clock, so as far as I can come up with, I must have went into that third level of sleep that I don't never go into that much. So anyway, neither here nor there. I'm here. I'm on time this morning. So I've been up a while, but not as early as I normally get up. So, but what I was saying, what I'm kind of doing is lately in my practice, I've been trying to be aware while I'm playing with bad habits. Normally, I just kind of go. I just go for it, and I try not to think about it. In that regard, I'm able to be really, really creative, and I don't shut off that creative thing. What we were talking about last week, we were talking about the whole unlocking your creative genius and all this kind of thing. So that's normally where I reside, so to speak. But lately in my practice time, because there's some areas of my playing that I'm trying to really, I'm literally trying to transform. Not that it's bad, but I want it to be better, So I'm taking my time and being more aware of things, being aware of my habits. There we go. Trying to be aware of my habits so I can kind of really dig in and pay attention to, all right, why am I playing that? And how can I possibly alter that a little bit? Not trying to alter my sound, but alter that thing that I have the tendency to do over and over again. And, just kind of, be aware of some things. One of my music mentors brought something to my attention probably about a week ago. As it related to my plan, and I was like, wow, I wasn't really aware of that, but thank you. So now I know how to kind of target that particular area. So that's why another thing is good to have other people to sometimes, not necessarily, and I want to be careful about this, because again, I talked about this last week, but have people who can, maybe point out some things that you weren't paying attention to, and be open for criticism, no matter what level you find yourself on. Be open for not necessarily criticism, but constructive criticism. Even in it being some criticism, you have to figure out a way to take the meat and spit out the bones, because everything people are saying is not always the truth. And the flip side of that, everything people are saying is not always a lie. So you can always find some good in almost anything that people are saying. It don't matter how bad it is. It might be some good hidden down in there, or it might be a takeaway based on your interpretation of what they said. So it might be something good you could take away. All that being said, I took away something good from that conversation I had with a mentor, a friend of mine, and I was able to kind of start diving into some different areas of my plan. And what that did for me, that unlocked a different type of practicing that I wasn't doing beforehand, because it made me aware of some things, and it sent me on a search. And I'm like, all right, so I need to work on things that help me in this area. And that search landed me on some other things that I wanted to start working on. So it was really good overall. And again, it all comes from being open, having an open mindset about what it is you're trying to do, and welcoming that feedback. Not welcoming it to the point where you start suppressing who you are, or your own sound, or your own creativity, but welcoming it so you can grow. So you can grow from the things that you're trying to do. You can look at it. I get videos from people sometimes on IG. If you're not following me, let me speak to everybody before I go too far in this. See, Anthony is on here this morning. Good morning, man. I know it's super early for you. Good morning. For wherever you are in the world, good morning. If it's late, early, thank you for tuning in today. All right, so let's go back. Floppy, I appreciate it, man. You said it sounds so smooth. Tim, one day I'll be able to do that, man. Tim, you got it, man. Keep working on it. Andre says, good morning, bro, riding through ATL shortly. Happy Tuesday. Morning to you, man. This is a steal. I love this groove. Appreciate that, man. Good morning, everyone. That's stanky. Good morning, Tanya. Carlton says, you are a demon on the base. Come on, man. Give me a better description than that. All right. Thanks for all you do in terms of your playing and wisdom of life from the UK. Thank you for that, Carlton. I appreciate it. Quest, good morning to you. Jerry, good morning to you. Thank you. Good morning, Tiffany. Love your subject today. Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to talk about that subject too. Andrew, he said, no judgment. I appreciate it, man. It's early still, man. I had knocked the dust off. Who is that? Gabriel, good morning to you. Kabbalah, good morning. So I think I got everybody. Paris is in the building. Germany is in the building. I've seen somewhere else. Africa, wherever you are, thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate you joining in today. So again, I was using that that little groove, you know, I created it, and on the fly, literally, right when I pressed start this live, I started working on this groove. So it was nothing that was thought out, intentional, to just kind of keep me on my toes thinking. So I like to do that a lot, even with these loops and stuff like that. Just keep something going as far as that creative is not what this live is about today, but it's worth mentioning. Something that you always got to have something that keeps you on your toes, and then having those people in your corner that keep you on your toes. Germany in the building, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. And so, again, just working through some ideas. One thing I was going to play through is one of these backing tracks. It's like a gospel backing track. It's actually from my pack, my new pack that I released on my website. I want to mention that before I forgot about it. I was going to play through this backing track this morning, just for a little short while, and knock some more of the cobwebs off my hand. I'll see if I can play it here. About these backing tracks, it gives you the opportunity with the idea of them is to be able to kind of work through some stuff that you got. You hear me playing and trying stuff and seeing what works and what doesn't work, and being able to play that in the context of a groove as opposed to me just sitting here. I got a lick, but I don't have any context to put that lick in. And by the way, I just played like a minor pentatonic or a major pentatonic, like a G major pentatonic descending. So like just putting that in the context of a groove and seeing, okay, does it work over this section, or does it sound better right here, or what about later in the song? So just trying it and just keep playing over the same, the same progression, because that particular progression is familiar to a lot of gospel worship type stuff that has that same kind of vibe. So instead of being distracted by maybe the vocals or something else, I can literally take that a section and loop it. Like if I were to drop this track into some kind of recording software, if you have recording software or something like that, I think I put the BPM and the tracks on the pack. This is on my website, by the way. I think I put the BPM in the track, so you literally can drop it in a session and find a little short spot and sit there and loop it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Literally sit there and loop a section and just keep playing through that section and see if one of the ideas that you're trying, see if it works over a section. So we'll just take something really short. Let's see. Okay, that was too short. All right, so let's see. Works over this when it goes to that 6, like right here. Like right there, I could loop that little section if I wanted to do that, or just drag it out a little longer and loop it a little longer. What all works over me going to that 6. I'm going like from the 6 to the 4. So I play like a minor pentatonic. And what if I want to play like a variation? So let's see what I'm doing, I want to get clean with it, so I'll take it slow. I might take it with a metronome and slow it all the way down, just to make sure I'm able to kind of make out everything I'm trying to do. But that's the advantage of having something to work with and having a section that I can loop or whatever. And you don't have to only do it with those backing tracks. You can do that with any track. I learned that technique from a good friend of mine, David Haynes, a drummer. And he would take, and some of you guys might know him from the finger drum, and I did a video with him like 10 years ago that was pretty popular. But he would take a section of a song just like that and start flipping the timing of it. Like find something random. I'll see if I can show you what I'm talking about. It wouldn't even be in time, and he'll play a groove to it and just really kind of play, just find a different, this has nothing to do with my topic today, but it's all good. He would take something like random that ain't even in time and practice to it. So I'll show you, like right here. We'll take a section like this, shorten it and loop it and play to that and try to make that feel good. I don't know what it is, we're just gonna try something. All right, so I don't want to hear that one. Let's see, let's find another section. Let's try this. it gets more weird than that. He'll take something like literally it could be 2 or 3 beats or 2.5 beats and loop it and would play a groove to it as a drummer. So what I'm saying with that technique of just taking something random and seeing if you could take the most random thing and make it feel good and try your ideas of it, the more creative you can become with working on those type things, it helps you in the area of, number one, being creative. Number two, especially timing. Because him as a drummer taking random sections of songs and finding where the beat was looping to play on top of that beat, even though it might be falling on an odd signature or something like that, but being able, and he would take it further, not just groove, he would solo over the top of a looped random section of a song and just keep it going and just keep playing a groove and solo, groove, solo. And I'm like, the flip side of that, his timing is impeccable. Now, I don't use that lightly talking about people, but the dude's timing is ridiculous, almost to the point that he can hear if something is off by like the nanosecond. It's crazy. I'm like, it's the weirdest thing. I think I got pretty good timing, but he and I did some stuff a while back, and he could hear something that was moved like it was the slightest movement. He's like, yeah, it's bothering me because it's such and such behind. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Dude, how do you even hear that? But it's from those kind of things. Being as creative as possible and being like really kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, being really, really detailed about improving the things that you're trying to improve as it relates to your practice time, that kind of thing, and just really diving in and not just flying through. I want you to have a good time when you practice. We play and enjoy music, but just being really detailed. And that's personal preference. All of this stuff that I'm talking about is personal preference. It matters how detailed you want to become on this thing and like how much you want to improve and the areas that you're looking to improve. So it's possible to get there. I used him for an example, but there's many other people who've done like really, really creative things to work on things that might have been like a handicap to them in the beginning, but now they've worked and really, really honed in on certain things and improve their skills over time. So that's the idea. That's the thing we're looking to do. All right, so somebody asked what kind of strings do I use? I use SIT. I use SIT Power Wound. I know this looks like a commercial, but the strings just happen to be sitting there. I use SIT Power Wound. They're nickel, the nickel extra lights, and I use custom gauges, but these are the strings that I use. So snapshot it, get it, and go grab you a pair of these SIT strings. I've been rocking these for years. All right, so T, good morning to you. Let me go back. I missed some stuff. Let me go back. Okay, I think there we go. I'm thinking Jermaine Willock. I like your name, man. That's a very, very good name. Watching from St. Kitts in the Caribbean. Thank you for watching, man. He says Southampton, UK. Appreciate you, Floppy. Love it. Tim Johnson said, love it. Music for Jesus. Love the fingers. Don't go that fast yet. Keep working on it. You get there. Mine ain't going as fast as I would like for it this morning. But yeah, I'll get to that point. I love the bass track. Getting my pack Thursday. Appreciate you, Andre. Yeah, so that pack is available. I'll try to put that link afterwards. I'll try to put that link to the bass jam packs in the description. But for you guys who are on your computer right now, you're curious and you want to know, okay, Jermaine, how do I go find this stuff? All right, so that pack, there are 2 of them. There are 2 jam packs, and there are also instructional videos. They're not necessarily included in the jam pack, but if you get the instructional videos, everything is included with the instructional videos. But they are available on my website, JermaineMorgan.net, and they are under bass jam packs. When you go to my courses tab, if any of you have ever been to my website, JermaineMorgan.net, you'll see a window, like a toolbar that it says courses. One of them says courses. Drop down is a thing that says bass jam packs. Click on that. You'll see everything. There's a gospel quartet bass jam pack. There's a contemporary gospel bass jam pack. And there are instructionals for each. Again, with the bass jam packs by themselves, what you get is you get 6 jam packs with each one. They just like I'm playing. They just loops of just groove ideas or whatever from gospel. And you get one track that has my actual bass tape that you can listen to and learn that one if you want to. It comes with the tab that has my bass tape written out with the progression or whatever, and it also comes with I think that's it. Yeah, the sheet music. Sorry, the tab and sheet music are one. So that's included in the jam pack. So you get the tracks, one with my take, one without my take, obviously, and then you get the tab and the sheet music that's included. Now, if you decide to go with the instructional, because this is a little over your head, I am breaking it down. I am showing you the numbers and everything, how we're getting through this. So, you know, there's really no excuse. If you really want to learn this stuff, I'm showing you what it is I'm playing, and it's available to you. So, and it's like not super expensive. So, not for what you're getting, not for the time and the effort that was put forth in it. Live drums on everything. It's not any program drums, not my keyboard drums. I brought in a live drummer to play all of this stuff. And it's all played out just like you would be in a live setting. So I really wanted guys to get that, guys and gals, to get that live feel, to feel that energy from playing live, especially with you guys not having the opportunity to get. And one of the things I want to mention there is how you improve is having conversation with professionals. Unfortunately, some of you guys are in areas that you don't get to have those conversations, musical conversations with professionals. So what better thing to do? All right, I'll give you professionals to have this conversation with through jam packs. And that's the way you do it. You start developing. Now, the thing that it doesn't make up for is that interaction that happens in the moment. Granted, these are loops, but that's, you know, about as close as we can get without literally being there with people in the moment, hearing them call out random stuff. At least this way, you still get the live feel and you get to stop, rewind, practice, you know, have fun, that kind of thing. I'm done with that. So I just wanted to kind of mention that to you guys and let you hear some of that, just in case some of you guys were interested. Oh, before I go into this talk, man, thank y'all. If you've been following for a while, you already know I talked last week and I was saying we're trying to grow, really grow this channel. And we hit 37,000 followers just yesterday. We hit 37,000. I'm super excited about that. At first, you know, I was like, okay, cool, man. You know, the channel grows, it grows. But now I think it's inspiring that people around the world care. You, being the people, you care about what I have to say. You care about the videos and the content that I'm creating. It's really exciting and it's really encouraging. I know I get on here for you and do grooves and motivation, but it's really motivating to know that you guys are being inspired from the content that I create. So thank you for you, the ones who subscribe, and you watching, you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and go ahead and get this video a like real quick before we get too far into this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's been a humble journey for me, I must say. It's been a super humble journey, one that's taken a while, but I'm okay with the progress. One thing I'm learning as I move through this life, I'm 38 years old. Yeah, I know I look 12, but one of the things I'm learning as I move through this is to enjoy the journey. I watched one of my music videos. Side note, there's a music video dropping today on this channel, so come back today. You know, I'll say come back around noonish or so. Or if you got your notifications on, you'll see it. It'll be dropping today on this channel. Be dropping on this channel. And it'll also be dropping on Facebook. If you follow me on my Facebook page, it'll be dropping there too. But there is a music video dropping today of some of my original music, so I hope y'all come back, watch it, and support. Neither here nor there right now. But, you know, I am super humbled, again, guys, by your support for this channel and for everything that you do in terms of your likes, your comments, your shares, and all this kind of stuff. Let me read through some more of these comments before I get into what I was about to say. I'm sorry. How is your sound clear on videos? Generally, I'm using, right now, I'm only using my phone doing these lives right now. I'm going to change that pretty soon. But right now, I'm only using my phone. But generally, thank you, Ves. I think that's how you say that. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Well done. Floppy, thank you so much. Generally, I'm using my personas. I'm using an interface to record in. And I'm using a microphone to record my vocals and using my interface to record in. So everything is basically being recorded as if it was a live recording session. So that's why my videos that you see are normally clear. And when I put out videos, they're normally recorded not with my phone, but I use an HD camera when I'm recording my actual videos, the content that you see. So that's why that stuff looks so clear and sounds so clear. So yeah, it's just part of the process. I again come from humble beginnings, and it's been a long journey in terms of what we've been trying to do in building this channel. To the point of why I got y'all on here today. Push through the fear. Push through the fear. The idea that I like to give to you is it's a good scripture that I like to reference. It's from 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Fear it's an idea. It's a spirit. It's something that's not natural to you. And I'm relating this idea to this whole journey. We're talking about, kind of where I've grown as far as 37,000 followers, and that's cool. Just so you know, all of my hope is not put in followers, just FYI, so we can get that out of the way. I'm not building everything off of how many followers I got. I'm excited that people are following, but what I'm accomplishing is not about how many followers I get. Now, I welcome you to come on. I appreciate it. But when I started this journey, one of the things I was wrestling through, and I was trying to mention this before I started kind of talking through the comments or whatever, I looked at one of my old videos, Journey, one of my first videos when I started this journey. I was playing a Warwick bass on that video, and it's like one of my first songs that I actually put out officially as an artist. And as I'm walking through that video, there's a message that comes across the street. I'm walking like down the side of a street, and there's a message that comes across that says, "Success is not a destination." Success is not a destination. Life, the whole thing is a journey, and success is not necessarily a destination. It's things that you grab along the way. Now, at that time, when that was on the street, in that video, my mind wasn't to the point that it is now. And I know I'm going to continue to develop over time as I begin to learn and begin to study, begin to grow on this instrument, begin to grow as an individual. I'm going to grow more. But at that time, I was, fighting through some serious fears and some self-doubt and all that kind of stuff. As a matter of fact, the whole point of you guys even joining me today is for me saying yes to a passion over my fear of rejection for that passion. I love the bass, but I always, in the early years, struggled with the idea if I was good enough. I guess that's the reason why I even do groups and motivation, because I know there are a lot of people out there like me who, in those early stages of your playing, you second guess your ability and your gifting against everybody else because it didn't seem like it is measuring up. The other thing, you don't seem like you're going to ever get to that thing that you're trying to get to. Man, I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to play like this. I want to be able to play fast. I want to be able to do X, Y, and Z. Whatever those I want to be things are for you, it just seems like it's so far away. And it's like, man, I don't never be able to get there. Like, this is, I hope to get there one day, but honestly, I don't feel like I can get there. That's fear. And the more quick you can identify what that is talking to you, what that is trying to hold you back, that thing will freeze you into thinking you should accept where you are and not try to do anything else, because you're probably not going to ever be that good. You're probably not going to ever reach this particular level. For me, I can honestly say something clicked. Man, it had to be about, it had to be about 10 plus years ago. Something like around the same time that I decided to become an artist. Something clicked. Now that click wasn't instant. Now let me be real clear. Let me tell y'all the truth now. We ain't gonna water it down and act like it's something it's not. It clicked, but even the click was a process. Something clicked that said I can do this. I can do this. Something that I have is worth sharing. These ideas that I have, even though I'm in this big city surrounded by all of these giant bass players, all of these giant musicians that have a name, that have done stuff. By this time I became an artist, you know, I'm working in the industry now. I'm like working in the real music industry and seeing how artistry is really done. And in my mind, I'm nowhere near that. But something clicked to me that says you still have something valuable. Something you have is still valuable, and you need to share what you have. So from that, you know, I started writing and creating music. I did my first song, Journey. I had some other songs, because I did like a little mixtape thing earlier, like I followed the rappers thing. One of my inspiration came from, I was playing with Canton Jones, and Canton Jones would always put out records, but he would put out mixtapes in between those records. He's like holy hip hop artist. If you don't know who Canton Jones is, it's like a gospel hip hop type artist. But he would always put out music, like, and a lot of, not just him, but a lot of rappers are always putting their music out there. And that's the thing I love about, I don't necessarily, I'm not a fan of rap music. I'll listen to something every now and again, but that's not my genre. Y'all can clearly see that. You never heard me do anything like that on here. But ironically enough, I did play with Canton Jones and travel the world with him. But the funny thing is, these rappers have such confidence in what they do, and they're always putting out music, so that you see more success on that side of it. Say what you want to about the music, and it's not real music, it's not this, it's not that, this is not that discussion where we're going to bash anybody's creativity, because that's not what I'm doing here. But what I'm saying is, there's a boldness from most of these guys that, and I see you guys come in, and you know how I'll come back. There's a boldness that comes with these guys who decide to start rapping or pursuing a career of that sort, that I think most musicians don't possess most of the time, or we don't access that boldness, because we've been taught perfection. That's what we're always striving for as musicians. We're always trying to perfect this, trying to perfect our skills. We're trying to perfect, our intonation. We're trying to perfect this and trying to perfect that, trying to perfect our thought. And whereas these guys from like the rap community or whatever, a hip hop community, they'll just go for it. They got what they say, they got bars. And they'll just go for it. They get on the track and just spit. Whatever it is they're hearing, they just go for it and they put it out. Whereas us, we have to go back and like dissect everything. It has to be perfect. It has to be this. It has to be that. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is being productive. The rest of the world is moving forward. Now, does that mean they're right and you're wrong? No, it doesn't mean that. But it does say something to the idea of, what are you truly being controlled by? Are you being controlled by fear? Or are you masking that as perfection? Or is it just procrastination altogether? There's a number of things we have to start looking at, because I think fear does cause procrastination, because it's one of those things, I'll get to it tomorrow. And subconsciously, the reason why you're procrastinating is because you don't feel like you're good enough to do anything, or the thing that you're most wanting to do. Some of you guys have been wanting to put out music for the longest, and you keep procrastinating. And it's not because you don't have songs. It's not because you don't have access to musicians. It's not because you can't sit down and create it. You're second guessing yourself because of rejection. I told you, I'm coming right down your street. You're second guessing yourself because of fear of rejection. I'm afraid that if I do this, people will reject it. If I really open up and really play the stuff that I'm hearing, the stuff that I play at home, I'm afraid, number one, I'll mess up. Number two, I'll be rejected. Then y'all got a whole nother list of things that y'all are afraid of. Because the reason I say y'all, I know I've been down that road, and I know what it feels like to feel that fear. But what I'm trying to tell you to do is feel that fear, move forward, and do it anyway. That's the only reason I'm here talking to y'all this morning. I'm going to tell you, I did a lesson, and you've been around, you heard the story before, but you can hear it again. So I did a lesson, one of my first lessons. I was asked to do a lesson by Bass Players United years ago, one of my first official lessons. And I did this lesson, and I said something wrong in the lesson, And it was just an oversight on my part. You know, you kind of get to doing this stuff and you focus it on one thing and you might say something wrong. I've heard everybody do it, from the greats all the way down to the beginners. You know, I've heard everybody do it. So it's something that's common. But when you're the person that's putting it out, you don't think of it being a common thing. You think, I got attacked in the comment section. So I thought it was personal at me, personal at my intelligence, personal at my knowledge concerning music. So from that point, I was like, yo, I never do another bass lesson on YouTube. Man, no, I'm not as sharp as those theory guys, and I don't know all of this stuff, and I don't know this, and I don't know that. And for a minute, I shut down. I wouldn't put anything out because of fear of being tore up in the comment section. People giving their thoughts, people giving their 2 cents. You should have did this, you should have said that. That was wrong. It was supposed to be this instead of that. And the thing that I started finding over the years, as I finally motivated myself to start creating more videos and started giving people stuff to help them, I was still getting negative comments, but I started growing thick skin. I would look at the comments, and I'm going to be honest, I would oftentimes go to their pages. And the thing I found interesting, there was almost always, the people who had the negative stuff to say, it was almost always no videos on their page, or maybe 1 or 2 videos had like 20 views or something like that. And you know, but most of the people didn't have a real page. They just had a name, no picture, no videos, no content. But these were always the people who had all of the information. Might be you. I'm just saying, but be careful. I look at the page, and you know, this is back when I actually cared about a lot of what people thought. I'm looking at the page, I'm like, this person don't even post anything. They don't even have it. You coming for me, but you ain't even brave enough to post your own content. You're not even creating anything. So why would I stop and listen to you, and you don't even have enough confidence to put your own stuff out there? And somebody might argue, well, it ain't that they don't have enough confidence. They might not have the time. They might not want to do it. Well, okay, cool. If that be the case, why attack someone who's trying, who's actually putting forth an effort? One of the things I'm talking to my kids about, and they're young, y'all might call me strict, but one thing I'm talking to my kids about is effort, actually putting forth effort. Effort makes all the difference in the world, because a person who's putting forth effort is going to, over the long term, outlast the person who just have raw talent, or who just have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom. There are a lot of smart people that graduated ahead of me, even in my school, even in college and that kind of thing. And some of these people aren't doing anything. Don't mean they're not smart, but don't look like they're putting forth much effort. I didn't graduate at the top of any class I was in. But one of the things I started developing at a young age, especially as I start coming to know who I am, was effort, relentless effort. And you know what? I might not be the smartest in the room. I might not be the sharpest in the room. I might not be the best player. I might be one of the most overlooked players. But one thing you're not going to stop me is from giving my best. You're not going to stop me from giving the best that I have. You're not going to stop me from doing what I've been purposed to do, or you're not going to stop me from doing what's in my heart to do, or what I know I'm supposed to do, because you don't like it. Because you don't necessarily agree with everything that I'm doing. Because again, most of the people who have time to give you the negative stuff, not constructive, 2 different things. The negative stuff, you only have to come on my, I still get it to this day. People come on my videos just to be negative. If you have time to do that, then chances are you're not really that productive. Because most productive people that I know, myself included, I don't have time to be negative and go and bash other people. Even if I don't agree with everything that they're doing, everything that they're putting out, if I don't like everything that how they sound, I don't have time to be negative. That is what gave me a platform. That is one of the things that helped me to start creating courses to help people. Instead of sitting back and complaining about everything somebody's doing wrong, why not help them? If you have the tools, if you have the resources, if you have the information that they need, why not give it to them instead of complaining about what they don't know? And I think that's the thing that sets us apart. But fear will freeze you into not doing that very thing. It can be fear. Some of it is the absolute opposite. Some of it is pride. I got it. I worked hard for it. Now everybody else needs to get it. That won't last either, because pride comes before the fall. Pride comes before the fall. So if you're on the opposite side of the spectrum, you're not necessarily dealing with fear, you have a serious pride issue, be careful. Be very, very careful. One of the things I'm learning to be as I grow and as I mature, not only as a musician, but as a human being, is being a vessel, being able to be used. Like the stuff that you've been given, being able to pour that out so we can add more. We can add more water. We can add more gifting. We can add more skills. We can add, if it's anointing that you have, add more of that to it. Pouring it out, giving it to someone else, so I'm making room for, what's to come. I'm making room for the things that I want instead of always holding so tight to my information. I'll never forget, growing up, there are some people that I couldn't get to show me anything. They were always, oh man, you got it. Little stuff like that. I know everybody's not a teacher, but it doesn't take that much of your time to stop and show somebody something. Something. There are people I looked up to growing up, wouldn't show me nothing. It's always that, and they wasn't rude about it. It was just they wouldn't show me anything. And so it's so funny, as I began to grow and develop and get better, some of those same people who wouldn't show me anything started coming to me. Now, what was ironic about that, I'm like, you didn't have the time to show me anything, but all of a sudden you got time to learn. You have time to learn. So be careful. What they say, you got to be careful, that you don't turn your nose up at people while you're up, because you got to meet those same people on your way down. You got to come back down. So stay humble. Keep your head down. Don't turn your nose up, because my mama got a saying. She said, you keep your nose up now, it's going to come a good flood and you'll drown. So you better keep your nose out of the air. just a little country lesson in humility. When you keep your nose too high up in the air, it comes a good rain, well, you're going to drown. So be careful that you don't get too pompous, too arrogant, too high up on yourself, because there's always something or somebody or something around the corner to humble you down. You haven't lived in tomorrow yet. We only live in now. Now is the only moment we have. The whole time you're on this live, it's going to be now. If you look at the clock, 10 minutes from now, it's going to be now. So this is the only moment we have. We don't know what's coming tomorrow. We don't know what's coming down the road. So with that being said, as it relates to fear, you can't let fear freeze you and talk about later, because the only time you have is now. And you'll never know the growth that you'll be able to have, or opportunities you'll be able to have, simply by embracing what it is you want to do, or what it is you not want to do, because it's some stuff you want to do, you shouldn't be doing. But the thing that you're supposed to be doing. There's some friends that I've had over the years. One of my good friends, I won't mention his name, but he's gave me props many times. I don't know why, because I don't take responsibility for it. But I do remember encouraging this friend, very, very good drummer, very good drummer. I was like, man, you need to put some stuff out, put some content out, and this is in the early years of me being a content creator. I'm like, man, you need to put some stuff out. People need to hear you. Like, around where we were from, people knew of him, but around the world, no, they didn't. But dude is a phenomenal drummer. I'm like, you need to put some content out. So he finally started putting out content, and because of that, all kind of different opportunities start coming his way, uniquely for him. Opportunities other people didn't know were available, other drummers didn't know were available. But these opportunities start coming towards him simply because he started taking the gift that he had and started making it available, started making it where people could see it, people could acknowledge what it was. And the people that he needed to be connected to found their way to him because he made himself available. It's kind of like the parable of hiding your light under a lampshade. It's like, or something that's more drastic that covers up your light. How do people know that you are a light if you always have it hidden? It's never shining. No one can ever see it. How do we know who you are? How do I know you even exist? Because you never show me any sign of there's life here. But I encourage y'all today. I encourage you all that's watching me. Take the lampshade off. Let that light shine. Whatever that light is for you, whether it be, your musicianship, you as an individual, your spirituality, whatever it is for you, what's ever shining on the inside of you, stop hiding it. Get over the fear of rejection. People are going to reject you. That's part of it. That's part of the growth. Understanding that people are not going to like who you are, what you represent, what you are about, but moving through that fear and doing it anyway. Because that's where you find your footing. You start growing. You start hearing the things that maybe I didn't do that so well, but it's okay. I put something out. Maybe I didn't like that full representation, but that's okay. The good thing about my videos, and I'm not ashamed about them, that's why I haven't took all of them down. If you go back, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years on YouTube and see my videos, you see they weren't that great. I mean, if you go back, you'll see like, yo, Jermaine, man, you came a long way. I know, but that's part of growth. And I want people to be able to see, oh, he started here. And he wasn't just, he wasn't all that to write home about when he started YouTube. Don't mean I couldn't play. It didn't mean I didn't have ideas in there. They just needed developing. And what it helps me to do now, when I go back and look at those old videos and that stuff like that, I'm able to grow from what I'm seeing that I made mistakes in earlier. I'm able to grow from that. And I'm able to see growth. Like, wow. And it's encouraging to see growth, because what will be discouraging is to go back and look at a video from 10 years ago and compare it to one now, and I'm the exact same. My playing is the same, how I talk, how I look, and look will probably be so bad, but you know what I'm saying? It's like everything is the exact same, and nothing grow, nothing mature. And we don't want that. So you have to start somewhere. Start where you are. Don't wait till you get to here, till you get to there. You might die before you get to that place that you think in your mind you're trying to get to. So why take that chance? I know that's harsh and I know it's scary for some people, but we're not going to live forever. So why not make the most of today? Because the hour is fleeting. Opportunity fleets. It goes away. So why not make the most of the day while you have a chance? And feel that fear and do it anyway. All right? So let me read through a few of these comments. I missed a couple of 2 or 3. All right, so yes, I do, Jermaine. You were talking to me. Andrew, I don't know what I said, but I got you. Bernard, good morning to you. Canton Jones, Andre, appreciate that, man. Yeah, Canton Jones, good dude. Raphael, good morning. Finally caught you live. Thank you for tuning in. Jerry said you're never going to satisfy everybody. If you think about it, there's not a single thing or issue that everyone agrees on. Absolutely not. If you've been watching the news, that's definitely obvious in America. So yeah, you're definitely not gonna make everybody happy with anything that you do. Where did you get your bass built? This is a Warrior custom bass. I got this bass built 10 years ago. I've been playing this bass for 10 years. Warrior is a Warrior Isabella. You can't see the headstock, the name and headstock there. But yeah, it's built by the team at Warrior Bases. So yeah, this is my first custom built bass. Not the last. Some more things in store this year, y'all. Hang tight. We got some great things in store for 2021. Lord wills. All right. So no, you sound good morning, Jermaine. Congratulations. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. A. Clark. Good morning, Doc. Good morning to you, man. I'm thinking this, man. If it's not, forgive me. But good morning. Thank y'all for joining me. So that's some of the stuff I just wanted to share with y'all this morning. This was a blessing to me this morning. I need to escape fear. Man, we all do. That's the crazy thing. We all have some level of fear to some degree. And it's daily. You have to work through it daily. We daily have to work through that fear because something comes up unexpected that puts you in a place to second guess what it is you have. I still deal with it. But I've developed a muscle concerning fear. I've developed a muscle. I don't know if I call it bliss, if I call it ignorance, or if I call it, I don't know what I call it. But I've developed this muscle that if I get an idea, if God gives me the opportunity to hear, to have an idea, oh, I'm running with it. I am running with it. I am running with it. There's a lot, y'all, if you follow me on social media, like Instagram, at J Morgan Base, or if you follow me on Facebook, Jermaine Morgan on Facebook, you see posts from me. I'm putting stuff out all the time. I'm always putting something out because when I get these ideas, it won't be said that an idea was wasted on me. Let that sink in. It won't be said that an idea was wasted on me. It might not work in the time that I thought it should work. To everybody else, right, when I do it, it might look like a flop. But man, live in a little while. Come on, Ecclesiastes. There's a time and a season for everything under heaven. Some stuff that you do, when you move, I'm living proof, I'm a living witness. When you move on that idea that he gives you, when you move on it, and you just do it, be obedient and just do it. In your mind, it might look like a flop because you don't get the immediate gratification that you were looking for to say, oh yeah, man, that was great. You did that, man. That worked out great. You might do that thing and look like you fall on your face when you do it. Look like you get embarrassed. When I did my first concert as an artist, I could probably count on two hands the amount of people that was in the room. I went back to Mississippi. This is like, man, 10, 11 years ago. I went back to Mississippi and did a concert. It was like an auditorium. No, it was like a building where they host events and stuff at from a church down there. And I rented out this big building, got this sound system, and had all this stuff. And literally, probably 20 people were there. That's counting the people that was in the kitchen. I kid you not. I drove all the way from Atlanta to do my concert, and I probably had 20 people there. One of my best friends and I were talking about it. He's still the drummer for my band to this day, and he was laughing. He's been rocking with me way back. So he was laughing. He was like, "Yeah, man." He was like counting pregnant people. We had about 30 in the building. So it was like nobody there. Literally, I had my family, my grandma, my mom, and a handful of other people who came out to support. A couple friends, colleagues, that kind of thing. But for the most part, nobody was there. And that was like a blow. That was a serious blow, especially when you're operating already trying to fight this fear and everything off. And then you get served up some stuff like that. That mind get to talking in. See there? You know good and well you ain't had no business doing. Why would somebody come support you? You ain't even that good. You can't play. All this stuff talking in your head. Really, what's your wow factor that somebody should come out and hear you play? Huh? What is it? All right, matter of fact, just go ahead and do your little concert. We'll see. See there? You see how many people showed up? Now, what you think you need to do? And then you start listening to that stuff. And because of that, you shut down. You don't do anything else. You don't want to do anything else because that fear of, I thought I was going to be rejected. And look, see, I told you, rejection, there it is. Nobody showed up. Nobody supported. All these different things. So you start buying, subscribing. There you go. Subscribing into that fear. And now that fear makes you believe that you're not good enough. When it's a purpose for everything. No, that concert wasn't about how many people showed up. That concert was about me taking a step in the right direction towards destiny, towards purpose, towards everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Taking the first step and facing that fear and being able to stand up on that stage afraid and give it all I had, whether it was 20 people or 20,000. Not being afraid. Just getting up there and doing it anyway. Whether it was 2 people in the audience, play like there's 2,000. That whole idea, it doesn't matter how many people are out there, when you can get in your mind, I'm giving this in excellence to an audience of 1. Who is that 1? Y'all know who it is. Absolutely. God is that one. I'm giving this an extra, and everything I'm doing it as if I'm doing it unto the Lord. So I'm giving him all I got. It don't matter if 20 people were there, 2 people were there, 200 people were there. If he gets the glory out of it, it's like what's done in secret. He knows secretly in my heart I was struggling with the idea of even trying to stand up on stage in front of people, let alone being embarrassed because I don't think I'm good enough and making mistakes and doing all this kind of stuff. The act of obedience, even when you're not sure, just being obedient to that thing that you know you're supposed to do, being obedient and just doing it anyway, there's something that comes from that. So I kept going. That concert seemed like a fail at the time, but I just kept going. And next thing I know, I'm being invited back to Mississippi to do different things. I start speaking at schools. I'm speaking at universities, playing at universities and colleges and that kind of thing. Might not be much to some people, but to me it meant a lot because I know what the feeling of rejection feels like and not feeling like you're good enough and not to be invited to a university and that all their students are listening to you and what you have to say. And these are people who are, quote unquote, they're paid to teach. So being able to, and I see you the super chat, thank you so much for that. But being able to give your all in spite of what the outcome may be, it's huge. Being able to give your all. The reward comes later. You might not get that gratification right away, but it's the idea of knowing that I did what I was supposed to do in the time that I was supposed to do it. Respond quickly. You get the idea of respond quickly because I told you earlier, that idea is going to go away. And it'll get passed to somebody else. That idea will get passed to somebody else. I know that. So when I get ideas, I don't sleep on them. I start moving. And as I move, the answers come. The clarity comes. If it's a good idea, if it's a bad idea, it's like at least I know sooner. If I do pray about it. I do consult, Holy Spirit, help me in this decision. And sometimes I'll be off. Sometimes, I know this is bad English, but sometimes I'm off in terms of making the decision. But at least I know now it don't work. I learned from my mistake. And I learned from my mistakes. But over time, doing it over and over again, get in the habit. When I told you guys, I developed the muscle of just trying to make decisions quickly. Being able to just do those things necessary quickly, doing them quickly. Over time, it starts to pay off. All right. So, all right, let me go back. I see some folks. Music for Jesus says, give us your cash app. My cash app is Jermaine Morgan Band. Hashtag, I think it's called hashtag, right? But $ Jermaine Morgan Band, BAND. All right, so let me go back here. Will Mike says, thanks, man. I am from Brazil. Good morning to you, Alexandra, if I'm saying that right. Wisdom and music, yes, sir, Anthony, man. Thank you so much for being on here this morning. Marcus Bass, inspiring as always. You make my days value. Thanks for that, man. Thank you. That's what I'm hoping to do, is add value to everybody that's here. That's the idea. Like old wine, yeah, yes, sir. Marcus Bass says the GOAT. I appreciate that, man. Carlton, what is the capo thing on your bass? This is actually a fret wrap by Groove Gear. It's like a mute. It's like not necessarily a capo, more of a mute. So it's by Groove Gear. GRUV, Groove Gear. All right. This was a blessing to me. I think I read all of those. So again, thank y'all so much for just tuning in, listening to me. Thanks for the wisdom, love, that free space track. Appreciate it. Yeah. Man, thank y'all for supporting my music. I know I don't say that enough, but I really, really appreciate you guys that support the music. I'm serious. Like y'all don't know. In everything that I'm sharing, getting to those people who actually like what you do is worth the journey. It's worth the journey for me to get to people like you who actually appreciate, who take the time to listen. Somebody said Shared Tracks. Yep, I create some stuff for Shared Tracks as well for the drummers there on Shared Tracks. But getting to you people who actually appreciate the stuff that I do, that's another thing about pushing through your fear. You'll never get to the people who want what you have if you don't push through the ones who don't. Let that sink in, boy. I almost made myself happy with that. You will never get to the people who want what you have if you don't push through the ones who don't. Fight through the rejection. Ignore the distractions. And get to the people who need what you have. Because those are the ones that matter, not the ones who don't want it. If you don't want it, that's fine. But it's some hungry people. I've told that story many times about when you make the food, the ones who are hungry will come and eat. You just got to keep putting it out there. They're going to smell it after a while. You just got to keep putting it out there. Keep putting your stuff out there. What you have, let me put somebody at ease with this statement. Let me put somebody at ease. What you have, everybody ain't going to like. Your food ain't for everybody. There we go. Your food, whatever you're saying, whatever you're doing, whatever you're creating, whatever skill set you may have, whatever your thing is, it ain't for everybody. But there is a group of people on this planet that want what you have. And it's your responsibility to give it to them. Regardless of if 1,000 people reject it. If it takes 1,000 people rejecting it to get to that one, then fight to get to that one. Because if you can get to that one has a friend who wants it. If you can get to that one has a friend, that friend has a friend, that friend has a friend. Before you know it, you got a forest fire going on because all you need is one match to start a forest fire. That's all you need. You only need one. You only need one. And the right one definitely is all you need when it comes to putting out your thing that you've been created to do in the world. That's all you need. Now, what you do, you keep going. You keep going. Don't stop with that one. You just keep going. Keep putting out that excellence. Keep sharpening your tools. Keep making yourself wise. Keep reading. Keep studying. Keep doing the things that you need to do to figure out how to improve. Now, that's the thing I'm supposed to be stopping right now. But that's the thing you're supposed to be doing. It's a gradual learning. Don't just stop once you, okay, I've learned enough. No, man, there's infinite wisdom out here. Ask for wisdom. And keep learning. Keep improving. Keep seeing what you can get better at. Like if you look at my videos back in the day, it's like, yo, Jermaine, I don't know, bro. This might not be your thing. No, it's my thing. I just got some growing to do. I got some growing to do. And I'll do the homework. I'll do the necessary things that I need to do. I'll go and watch the webinars. I'll go and listen to people who do this good. I'll sit and study and watch videos of people who are very successful at what I want to do. And I'll figure it out. If I don't have a mentor physically, if I can't afford a mentor right now, I'm going to watch the people who do it the best. And I'm going to learn. I'm going to take notes. I'm going to do everything I got to do to get better because I really want to do this. And when you really want it, fear can't stop you. That's the honest truth. All right, y'all. I got to go. All right, so let's see here. In the pocket. He said, man, you inspire me as a human being the most besides your great talent. I appreciate that. Tiffany said, this is an amazing quote. Lord, lead me to the people who want what I have. I'm sorry, I got hung up right there. Absolutely. Lead me to the people who want what you got. All right. So as I close this out, talking about this fear and all this kind of stuff, it's a great segue for you guys who don't have this book. I wrote this book last year. One day I'm going to tell the story behind this book, behind me writing this book. It's not today, but one day I'm going to share the story behind writing this book. There's a story included in this book about my personal journey as a musician, 10 Ways to Success, the Working Musician. This is available on Amazon. It's a very easy read. You can see that spine on that book is very, very thin book. Audible, it's available on iTunes, I think, as well, Amazon, whatever, how, Kindle, all that kind of stuff. If you want the PDF for the book, it's on my website. Raphael, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Floppy, great wisdom. God bless y'all. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's available on the website as well. If you want a signed copy, just go to my website and go to the shop tab. You'll see the book under the shop tab when you go there. and I'll send you a signed copy of the book as well. But yeah, it's laying out some of the steps that I took that has brought me to this place that I am in my musical journey, where I'm, I ain't quote unquote there, but I'm definitely not where I started. And I'm so glad that I took this journey. And I lay out some practical things in this book that the average person could do, not the virtuoso. It's not geared towards the person who just have natural raw talent. Now, if you have raw talent, that's great, even better for you. But the person who wants to take a practical approach to using their creativity, their own giftings and that kind of thing, and using your resourcefulness to create some things for you in the area of finance, that helps. And I know musicians during this time, we all can use a little help in the area of finance, especially with, there being a strain on the music industry. And there's so many of us who have not maximized our own abilities, who are doing basically other jobs. Nothing wrong with doing another job, but when all those other jobs completely choke out your ability to do what you were created to do, then we have a problem. You should have at least one thing that your musical ability is allowing you to gain some type of revenue from outside of you playing live. There should be at least one thing that your musical gifting should allow you to get some type of revenue, even if you don't make but $1,000 a year. There should be at least one thing that your music ability, and I give you 10 ideas in this book, but there should be at least one thing that you should gain some type of revenue from as a creative. There's no reason you should have this gifting, this ability to do what you do, and you don't capitalize on at least one area of it. It wasn't for you to be able to do it and be skilled at it and then be broke. No. No. And so again, I could go on and on, but I'm not. And so I recommend that you grab this. And if nothing else rather, it's definitely going to spark some ideas of some stuff that you might have been looking over as a creative. I'm not saying this is no get rich quick book, nothing like this. It's not a book about playing. I've had several people hit me up, man, I want to grab your book because I'm trying to learn. This is not a book about playing at all. But it's definitely geared towards creatives and musicians who are trying to look at other ways to capitalize, so to speak, on their giftings, their talents, their abilities. Even if you are, in something random like cooking or something like that, still get the book. Because you might find something in there that is like, yo, I didn't even think about this. That's the point. Most people aren't thinking, and I had to learn, like, man, this stuff that I'm doing, most people I know are not doing this. And they are smart people. They are very intelligent. They're very, like, whatever. But they're not thinking. Because you could be creating something and you're not. So clearly something is not connecting. So anyway, instead of complaining about it, like I said earlier, I wrote a book. I wrote a book to help you if you are looking for that extra help. So, no excuses. All right, guys. Again, thank you for joining me. I'm Jermaine Morgan. This is Grooves and Motivation. Once again, thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for joining me in this live today. If you are new to my channel, please check out these videos that's around here. Go and look through the different playlists. There are tons of bass lessons, tons of content. If you want more personal bass lessons, JermaineMorgan.net is the stop for you. Remember, later today, I'm dropping a video. I'm dropping a music video today I'm super excited about. And I look forward to you guys checking out that video. Be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what your favorite part of this video that I'm going to drop today. Let me know what your favorite part of it is. And I really think y'all are going to enjoy it. I really do. If you enjoy what I do here, I really think you're going to enjoy the video. So, yeah. Let me go back, read a few of these comments. All right. James says, thank you for, that was great motivation. Wait a minute. Make sure I haven't read all these comments yet. All right, so James says, thank you. This was great motivation and encouragement. I needed to hear that. Thanks, bro. Great stuff from Floppy, man. Thank you. Great wisdom. God bless all. Appreciate that, man. Raphael said, I have it. Thank you. I saw your comment. Marcus bases that book is beyond musicianship. You can use through guidelines. You can use those guidelines for any craftsmanship, I believe. Thank you for that. That's the idea, man. I appreciate it. Jerry, thank you as well. Floppy, looking forward to hearing it. Chosen 33, Longview, Texas. I came to Longview. Were you one of the ones at the clinic? You got to let me know. Because I didn't know anything about Longview before coming to Longview. So I was in your city, and I hope you were one of the ones that was at the clinic when I came and did the, what was it, New Beginnings? I came to New Beginnings, and I did a clinic there in Longview last year. So hopefully, Chosen, I don't know what your real name is, but hopefully you were at that clinic. Awesome session as well. As always, blessings and peace to all. And I forgot to mention this, since we're on the topic of clinics, I know everybody is not out of church. Some of you guys are still gathering, that kind of idea. I do clinics. I am traveling. I'm being very, 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 very careful in that regard. But if you're interested in booking me for a clinic or that kind of thing, you can go, let me give you this, I don't even remember my own email. You can go to bookjmorganbase@gmail.com. I got another email address for that, but I can't remember. So bookjmorganbase@gmail.com for inquiries on me coming to your event or coming to speak to your group, that kind of thing. Also, you can simply go to my website and let me go to I haven't been there. I hadn't been to this tab in a while. So if you go to the About section in my website, and there's a thing that says the speaker, all right? You see the speaker under the About. Click on that, the speaker thing, under the About section, JermaineMorgan.net, and you'll see also a way to contact me or connect with me, and you can put in some general information about your event. You'll see the little form where you can fill out to possibly get me to come to your event or your group or whatever the case might be. Let me see, what is that thing yet? I'm trying to find it myself now. But yeah, you should see it. If not, I gotta. Yeah, it should be there. But anyway, if you can't find it, bookjmorganbase@gmail.com. That's the easy way. But anyway, I would love to come to your event. Some of you guys, I've spoken at I've spoken to your group, that kind of thing. I know some people that's on here watching. I've been to your space and spoke to you, and even some people watching the replay. And I'd love to come and share. Ideally, after this whole thing is passing, but if it's a small group or we're really spread out, I'll still come to do your event. So as long as we're keeping safe, I still am open to coming and sharing with you all. So just want you guys to know that, and I would be happy to come. And if you have books, come sign books and all that kind of stuff, or come sign your music. And so yeah, again, thank y'all for tuning in this morning. I just wanted to make sure I made all of that information known. It's been a pleasure to share with you this morning. I'm jumping off of here. Again, check back today, watch the video, share it. Do me a huge favor. If you like this video, share it. If you like the video I put out later today, comment, like, share it. That helps more people to see it, helps to get it circulating in these little algorithms. Y'all know how this YouTube, you might not know how the YouTube algorithm works. But if you watch the video, just go ahead and share it. Tag me in it, Facebook, whatever the case may be, and I'll comment. If I see that you tag me in it, make sure you tag me though, and I'll try to comment to the video. But thank you all again so much for being a part of this. I hope that I added value to you this morning. I hope that I've inspired you, motivated you, and overall got you to get over that fear. Just try it. All right, I'm out, y'all. I'm not gonna go back into the second part of this. Appreciate it. Much love. Peace.